For APS-C users, it's always been difficult to find a good ultra-wide angle lens. However, that's not the case for Sony E-mount users because you have the 10-18mm f4, and today we're going to see what it's all about. Designed for architectural and landscape photography, the Sony 10-18mm f4 is a lens that's equivalent to 15-27mm in full-frame format. In terms of first impressions, the lens is super light and compact with a really nice form factor, and like any other E-mount lens, it's not rubberized and the focus and zoom rings are placed close together. However, for videographers and photographers, the zoom and focus rings are super smooth. Unfortunately, the 10-18mm f4 is not weather sealed, so don't take it out on bad weather days. And lastly, it's got optical image stabilization, which works either independently or works in conjunction with Sony cameras that have in-body axis stabilization. One thing I've noticed straight away out of this camera is how sharp the images actually are. The only problem is, I really want to take it out more, but it's raining a lot and lens is not weather sealed. One thing I really love about this lens is how compact it is. And normally with ultra wides, they are definitely a lot fatter and they normally have like a inbuilt lens hood. Best thing about this lens is not only is it small, compact, light, discreet, makes it great to travel with, but it can take circular filters, meaning you can screw on a 100mm filter system that goes straight onto this without having to buy a dedicated filter system. So now I'm just going to go over the key features of the Sony 10-18mm f4 lens. So firstly, it's got a constant aperture of f4 throughout the focal length, meaning you're going to get the same amount of control over depth of field and lighting performance throughout. To back it up, it's got a 7-blade aperture diaphragm to create nice smooth bokeh. It's got 3 spherical elements to help with chroma as well as any distortions, and 1 extra low dispersion element to help with chromatic aberrations and color fringing. You know what they say, do it for the gram, my dude. Please don't get wet. So the Sony 10-18mm f4 is not one of their most recent lenses. It's been around for maybe about 4 or 5 years now, but it's still relevant. It's got amazing optics. Considering when it came out, it would have been brilliant at the time, and really, right now, it's still up to the standard of lenses nowadays. The only thing about it is, yes, it's not weather sealed, which is a bit of a bummer, and especially for that premium price tag that you pay for this lens, it is a lot. And when shooting buildings with straight lines, you get a bit of rectilinear distortion, so the lines do bend a bit, but that's nothing that can't be corrected in post. So today's sample images were shot on a Sony a6300 with the 10-18mm f4. Image quality is pretty good on the 10-18mm f4. There is amazing sharpness throughout the frame, but does get softer when you open the lens up to f4. Lens does well with color fringing and doesn't have much distortion. As I mentioned earlier, there is rectilinear distortion, which can be corrected slightly using a correction profile. Overall, there isn't much barrel distortion on the lens, and the bokeh isn't too bad either, considering it is an ultra-wide lens with an f4 aperture. Overall, the Sony 10-18mm f4 is a solid ultra-wide angle lens. So to sum up, the Sony 10-18mm f4 is a brilliant ultra-wide lens. However, it does come at a premium price tag costing around 1,000 Australian. If you are looking for a good ultra-wide angle lens for your Sony a6000 series camera, then the 10-18 is a must-have. However, if you are looking to upgrade to the A7 full frame series, it might be better to consider getting the 16-35mm f4 instead. If you have any questions on the 10-18mm f4, pop them in the comments below. Make sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and our blog, which links to those are in our description below, to stay up to date with what's going on in store, and also to read full written reviews about everything we put through this channel. And like always, if you liked our video, make sure to hit the like button and the subscribe button so you don't miss out on our next updates as we upload videos every Tuesday and Thursday.